Thank you so much. Nice to speak with you.
Nice to be with you too. I'm glad our boys in blue could get it done in 6 so we didn't have to reschedule.
Yes, thank you very much. Go down. A big win, a win-win for everybody in that situation.
I think that's one of those bipartisan things we can agree upon.
All right, so let's start there. Now let's get to the stuff we don't agree upon. What do you see as the biggest, most important difference right now? People are looking at their ballot. They got that choice, D or R. Biggest difference between D and R.
I think right now California is at a turning point. You see what's going on here in our state where an economic recovery hasn't happened in the same way it's happened in the rest of the country. California Republicans want to open our state back up safely. We want you to be able to go back to work. We think every single worker is essential. We want our children to be able to safely go back to school. We want to make sure that people can go back to church and worship as a community. These are all things that Republicans are trying to get across the finish line with some wins in November.
You know, the governor would say, look, I want all that too, but public safety is first, and that California has actually kept COVID-19 at a lower level now than it is in other red states that have opened up more. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that we can do it safely. I think that we're seeing with our public schools in particular. This is where we are leaving people behind. It shouldn't be a situation where you have the means to send your kid to a private school and that private school gets a waiver. We need to be able to send our kids back to school safely. And we can do this. We just need to go into it from a place of yes. Too often, Democrats here in California think that things are too hard, so they don't even try. Or they focus on things that aren't important to Californians, like phasing out carbon-based vehicles in 2035, when 1.6 million people went unanswered with unemployment claims since March of this year in the middle of a pandemic. It's not hard to go out and do these things. They just need to be willing to do the work.
Well, let's talk for a moment about the state of the Republican Party in California. Right now, there are Democratic supermajorities in the Assembly, in the Senate, obviously a Democratic governor and lieutenant governor, and almost all the statewide offices, 2 senators that are Democrats. What has the GOP done wrong in this state, and how are you, as the new chair, going to fix it?
Well, I think that the policies of California Democrats are very clearly failing. And I think that Californians are waking up to that. Yes, we have seen some hard losses over the years. When we came out of November of 2018, it was an incredibly dark time for California Republicans. And that's exactly why I ran, because I believe that our fixes to California problems were the right fixes. And as I've traveled the state over the last year and a half, we've seen many former Democrats, declined to state voters, say, we see the problems and we've had enough. The arrogance and overreach of California Democrats is just too much. And what does that mean? In the last year and a half, we've had over 422,000 newly registered Republicans. Since May of 2018, we had been the 3rd largest party in the state behind declined to states. We are now the 2nd largest party in the state. So we're working towards building that party back up to what it once was. We're working on making California the great golden state that it once was. We didn't get here overnight. We weren't going to fix it overnight, but we're excited about the progress that we've had in the last year and a half.
And real quickly about you, because I think this is an introduction for a lot of our viewers to you. And some people think of the past chairs in this job as, frankly, older white guys. You tell us a little bit about you. You're a local person from Southern California, living out in Simi Valley. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I grew up in Hacienda Heights, suburb of Los Angeles, and moved to Montebello when I was in high school. I graduated from Cal State Northridge, and I was the first woman. I was the first Latina, first mom, first millennial to be the state party chairman. And it's been incredibly exciting to be able to talk about my heritage, my culture, but also talk about real life experiences as a wife and a mother and someone who's been incredibly focused on making our state better.
All right. Well, thank you. Hopefully this is the first of many conversations. We have reached out to the Democratic Party chair. He was invited to be part of this conversation. He has not gotten back to us yet. We hope he will join us as well. I think there's a lot of value in presenting both sides here. Jessica Millan Patterson, thank you very much.
Great to be with you.